do you agree that, this question that we are asking, rather, answer it, do you think DKS has become indispensable for Karnataka Congress?
So that to begin with a question may be a very risky proposition, but I'd like to I'd like to come back with some kind of pointers so that even my senior colleague Arun can also join sometime later. My point is more than DK Shivakumar, it is Siddaramaiah who is indispensable at this moment in time. So I think he's playing the game, he's playing the hardball. And DK knows very well, Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar knows very well that it's very difficult to defeat Mr. Siddaramaiah in this political game at this juncture. So when DK Shivakumar is looks like he's alone with his brother, while Mr. Siddaramaiah is slowly garnering support from SC/ST leaders, that looks like he's more indispensable than Mr. DK Shivakumar.
Let me just turn it around on its head and go to Arun. Arun, if like my colleague says, Bhaskar Hegde says that it is more that Siddaramaiah is indispensable, then why is it that he is rallying, he is surrounding himself with all these leaders like Mahadevappa, of course Satish Jarkiholi, Rajanna, dinner parties, backroom parlays. I somehow feel that he is insecure, and I am asking you to comment on it. And why is it, B.S. Arun, that Shivakumar straight away goes and complains to Venugopal and says, rein them in. I have heard Parmeshwara also is holding a dinner party, ask him to cancel it. Somehow he emerges stronger, B.S. Arun. What is your comment on this? That is he more indispensable than Siddaramaiah or not, or there is no clash between the two at all? There are two different conversations.
Well, there are many things here, Sudha. Of course, there is the clash. There is no doubt about it. It started the day Siddaramaiah was elected as a chief minister.
Right.
Because you may remember, for 3 days, the parleys continued in Delhi, and finally, Shivakumar blinked and Siddaramaiah became the chief minister. From that day onwards, till today, there has been internecine battle within the Congress party. Internal wars have been happening. And as far as your question is concerned, the first one, Siddaramaiah draws his strength from his supporters, from the Ahida group especially,
right,
the Dalits, the backwards, and the Muslims. So these are his strong areas of support. So as far as Siddaramaiah is concerned, there are many in his cabinet who belong to these groups.
Okay.
As far as DK Shivakumar has been a pillar of strength for Congress. There is no denying of that factor. Since the early 90s, he was a minister in the SM Krishna.
Right.
He was a minister in the Bangarappa government, and
Right.
then later SM Krishna government. And from then onwards, he has not looked back. So as far as Shivakumar is concerned, he's the main Vakaliga leader in the Congress party. There is no two ways about it. But now there are two clear power centers in the Karnataka Congress, one led by Shivakumar and the other by Siddaramaiah.
So how are you saying, Arun,
legislative party.
Arun, wait, are you saying that both of them are indispensable? What happens then if it is me versus you? One of us has to go, no? Or be cut down to size?
No, because of this, because of the two power centers they may not have equal strength. Siddaramaiah certainly has, far larger
Right.
strength
Okay.
in the CLP than Shivakumar. But then Shivakumar is the unquestioned leader of the Vakaligas in Congress. As
Right.
far as others are concerned, entire Karnataka, it's Devegowda,
Right.
the leader of the Vakaligas. But there are areas of strength. He is a very good organizer. He
Yes.
brings in the money.
Yeah,
for
very
the party,
well said.
Not just in Karnataka.
Very well said,
maybe
Bhaskar.
other states
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, Bhaskar, what Arun says, I wanted to ask you this, and Arun, gave me this right cue to ask you, Bhaskar Hegde. Look at him. He goes to Telangana, to support when the elections are on for Revanth Reddy. He goes to Maharashtra. He came to Delhi, to campaign and also announce schemes. So if you look at Siddaramaiah, maybe you say Siddaramaiah is indispensable. Sure, Bhaskar Hegde. But look at Shivakumar's stature, which is pan-Indian, Bhaskar Hegde. Also, if you look at the recent past, he seems to be coming up ace, wherever it is. He says stuff like, no one has any right to speak except me. Now I will go and complain. He's spoken to Randeep Surjewala. He's spoken to now Mallika Arjun Kharge. And they also made it very clear when Surjewala came, he said there is one Deputy Chief Minister, one KPCC President, his name is DK Shivakumar. Bhaskar Hegde, your comment on this.
Sudha, what Mr. Arun said is right, because DK Shivakumar is a very good organizer. He has proved his mettle. It's not only Telangana election, he has supported the party and stood with the party in many elections, even including the Maharashtra election and various other states. Not only that, whenever the party is in crisis in various other states, he rushed and he helped, and no question of backing out. So if you count on that, DK Shivakumar comes first. Now, the point is, if you go by the Nyaya philosophy of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, that OBC, SC, ST, tribal, women and Dalits should be made and should be given top priority in the party and everywhere. And if you go by that philosophy, certainly I think Siddaramaiah fits the bill, because Siddaramaiah belongs to OBC and all is the current group, that is you name whether it is Satish Jarkiholi, Parmeshwar, Rajanna, whoever, all belong to SC, ST communities.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, suppose if you remove Siddaramaiah and bring DK Shivakumar, it's again a defeat of Nyaya philosophy.
That's right. But Bhaskar, I'm not talking about the CM's chair right now. I'm saying removing him or replacing him as KPCC President. The Jaipur declaration, they have not followed. They said he will be until the Lok Sabha elections. Lok Sabha came and gone. Nothing happened. Satish Jarkiholi says, why not give chance to others? Rajanna has also gone on record saying the High Command should decide, but there has to be a change. But how come the needle does not move, Bhaskar Hegde? Therefore, I am asking whether DKS has become indispensable, Bhaskar Hegde.
Now, to coming to that particular issue of KPC removing or changing PCC president, I think it's a clever move made by Mr. Siddaramaiah, because if you have a very pliable PCC president, now, whenever this issue of changing leadership comes in Karnataka, the PCC president will play a major role.
Okay.
If you have your own person in the PCC president post, you can easily fight together, whether it is Satish Jarkiholi or Parmeshwar, whoever.
Yeah.
So in that case, DKS will be at the receiving end. He may not fight the case.
Yeah, but by that logic, B.S. Arun, I want to ask you, like what Bhaskar Hegde is saying, but the point is, then what happens to the Nyaya kind of a logic that Bhaskar was talking about? Satish Jarkiholi, 62 years old, a tall ST leader, has made major you saw the kind of, he and Lakshmi Hebbalkar had that open kind of confrontation about Belagavi, who built the office, whereas this DKS was supporting Lakshmi Hebbalkar and he butted in. So I am asking you that if Bhaskar says you need a pliable PCC chief, but in this case, why is it then that logic falls of backward, marginalized, those who need to be empowered? So isn't that a very confusing narrative here, B.S. Arun?
See, as far as DK Shivakumar is concerned, the High Command has a soft corner for him because of the role he has played. For the last so many years, so many decades in different states, as you mentioned. And the latest one was Delhi, where he went and he sort of launched a scheme, which is a promise to the Delhi voters in the forthcoming assembly elections. So to that extent, Shivakumar has the clout in the Congress leadership, and Congress leadership feels that since he was not made the chief minister, there is something that the party wants to give, and so far they have given him the deputy CM as well as the party presidentship in the state. So taking that into account, I don't think they will move forward in any manner to remove him as the PCC chief or make more deputy chief ministers in Karnataka. So they have to treat a very, very difficult path. The Congress leadership has to tread a difficult path. It's a tightrope walking in Karnataka. They have to, sort of pacify Siddaramaiah and at the same time ensure that DK Shivakumar becomes the chief minister. This is supposed to be the high command's calculation. That's what I think. But then it's a very difficult goal to achieve. So what happens in the next few weeks or months? Because the 30-month, that power sharing so-called agreement comes to an end in December this year. So by then, if everything remains as same as today, by then the Congress will have to decide one way or the other.